Could your daily glass of fruit juice be the silent culprit behind your aching joints? Most of us grew up believing that fruit juice was a symbol of health. Freshly squeezed, packed with vitamins, and a perfect way to start the day. But what if that same glass of juice, the one you trust for your morning energy boost, is actually fueling the very inflammation that makes arthritis so painful? According to insights from Harvard Medical School and other research institutions, the answer might surprise you. Arthritis, whether it's osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or gout, isn't just about aging or genetics. What you eat and drink plays a powerful role. And when it comes to beverages, fruit juice can be one of the most misleading choices on your table. Here's why this matters. Arthritis affects over 58 million adults in the U.S. alone, and more than half of those are over the age of 65. That means millions of people are waking up every day to stiff joints, swollen fingers, or knees that ache with every step, and many of them are unknowingly drinking something that makes those symptoms worse. The key problem isn't just sugar. It's fructose, the natural sugar found in fruit which, when consumed in high concentrations like in fruit juice, can trigger inflammation and raise uric acid levels. And that spells trouble, especially for anyone with gout or chronic joint pain. But here's the part most people miss: even 100% natural, no sugar-added fruit juice can be harmful when consumed regularly. Why? Because once the fiber is stripped out, your body absorbs that sugar faster than it ever would from eating the fruit itself. And this rapid sugar hit sets off a cascade of inflammation inside your body. In this video, we're going to reveal the 3 most common fruit juices that can quietly worsen arthritis pain: orange juice, apple juice, and grape juice, and explain what actually happens inside your joints after you drink them. Then we'll give you smarter, more joint-friendly options that support your health without sacrificing flavor. If you've been struggling with arthritis, or you care for someone who is, this information could be life-changing. Let's start with the one juice that's probably in your fridge right now, but might not belong there anymore. Why juice hurts more than helps. Let's start with something most people don't realize. Fruit juice isn't just fruit in a bottle. When you juice an orange or an apple, you're stripping away all the fiber, the part of the fruit that slows down how your body absorbs sugar, and concentrating what's left: water, flavor, and sugar. And that sugar, it's almost entirely fructose. Fructose is a type of sugar found naturally in fruits. In small amounts, when it's wrapped in fiber and eaten as whole fruit, your body can handle it just fine. But in juice form, the amount of fructose skyrockets. And that's where the trouble begins, especially for people with arthritis. Fructose is metabolized in your liver, and one of its byproducts is uric acid. Now here's the problem. High uric acid levels are one of the key triggers for gout, a painful form of arthritis that causes sudden joint swelling, often in the big toe, feet, or knees. But it's not just gout. High fructose intake has also been linked to increased levels of C-reactive protein CRP, a major marker of systemic inflammation in the body. What researchers from Harvard and other institutions have discovered is that people who consume high amounts of fructose, especially from sugary drinks like soda and fruit juice, have a significantly higher risk of developing arthritis or making existing symptoms worse. And this isn't just a minor increase. One long-term study found that men who drank 2 or more servings of fruit juice daily had an 81% higher risk of gout compared to those who rarely consumed it. That's not a small difference. It's a game changer for anyone dealing with joint pain. Think of it this way. Every time you drink a glass of fruit juice, you may be giving your body the same kind of sugar hit it would get from soda, but without realizing it. The effects build up over time. More uric acid, more inflammation, more joint pain. And here's something else: the body doesn't send you an alert after that glass of juice. The inflammation it triggers can take days or even weeks to fully show itself in your joints. So it's easy to overlook the connection. Up next, let's talk about one of the most popular juices on the planet: orange juice. It may look healthy in your morning glass, but what it does to your joints might surprise you. The healthy culprit. It's the morning ritual for millions of people. Wake up, pour a glass of orange juice, and think you're doing something good for your body. After all, it's loaded with vitamin C, right? That must mean it's helping your immune system, your skin, maybe even your joints. But here's the uncomfortable truth: if you suffer from arthritis, especially gout or inflammatory joint pain, that innocent-looking glass might be doing more harm than good. Orange juice is one of the highest fructose natural juices available. A single 8-ounce glass contains around 21 grams of sugar, most of which is fructose. That's more sugar than some sodas. And because the juice lacks fiber, your body absorbs that sugar rapidly, spiking your blood glucose and triggering an inflammatory response almost immediately. What many people don't know is that fructose doesn't just raise blood sugar, it also raises uric acid. And that's exactly what you don't want if you have gout. Elevated uric acid can crystallize in the joints, especially in the feet and ankles, causing intense, sudden pain and swelling. Even in those without gout, high uric acid levels are increasingly being linked to chronic inflammation, which can worsen both rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis symptoms over time. A 2020 review of dietary triggers for arthritis noted that daily consumption of fruit juice, especially orange juice, was consistently associated with higher levels of CRP, inflammation's warning signal in the bloodstream. Even worse, those who drank juice in the morning were more likely to report increased joint stiffness and fatigue throughout the day. Let's make this more personal. A 72-year-old man with chronic gout told his doctor that he drank a glass of orange juice with breakfast every day. He thought it helped keep his immune system strong. But when he eliminated that one glass for 4 weeks and replaced it with lemon water, his flare-ups dropped dramatically from every other week to just once a month. One small change, big difference. Orange juice isn't evil, but for people with arthritis, it's a sugar bomb that wears a health halo. And if your joints are already inflamed, it may be the last thing you want to pour into your body. Next, we'll look at another juice that's equally misleading: apple juice. Sweet, simple, and surprisingly harsh on your joints. The hidden fructose bomb. Apple juice is often thought of as the safe, simple choice. It's what we give kids when they're sick. It's what many older adults drink to stay light on the stomach. But if you look closely, especially through the lens of arthritis, it turns out this sweet, familiar juice might be quietly inflaming your joints more than you think. One of the biggest problems with apple juice is its extremely high fructose content. In fact, gram for gram, apple juice can contain more fructose than orange juice, and even more than cola in some cases. Unlike eating a whole apple, where the fiber helps slow sugar absorption, the juice version floods your system with sugar in minutes, and the body responds fast. As with other high fructose beverages, apple juice consumption increases uric acid production, a serious concern for anyone prone to gout. But even for those without gout, the pro-inflammatory effects of fructose can worsen arthritis symptoms. Studies show that diets high in fructose correlate with higher levels of inflammatory markers like CRP and IL-6, both of which are directly linked to joint pain, stiffness, and long-term cartilage breakdown. Here's where it gets tricky. Apple juice often seems like the mildest option on the juice shelf. No acidic burn like orange juice, no flashy flavor, just sweet and smooth. But that smoothness comes from how processed it is, sometimes filtered, concentrated, reconstituted, and stored for months before it reaches your fridge. By then, the natural antioxidants are largely gone, but the sugar remains. Researchers analyzing arthritis and beverage intake have found that frequent apple juice drinkers, those having it more than once or twice per week, reported more frequent joint flare-ups, especially in their hands and knees. And because apple juice is often consumed in larger portions, think 12 or 16 ounces, it can push fructose intake well beyond a healthy limit in just one sitting. If you love apples, here's the good news. The whole fruit is actually joint-friendly. It contains crostine, an anti-inflammatory compound, and pectin, a soluble fiber that helps regulate digestion and blood sugar. But once you juice the apple, you lose those benefits and keep the sugar. So, before you pour another glass of apple juice thinking it's gentle on your joints, remember, it's not the fruit, it's the form. Next, we'll explore one of the sweetest juices on the market, grape juice. It looks rich and dark, but what it does to your joints might be darker than you expect. Sugar concentrate in a bottle, deep purple, sweet, and often marketed as heart-healthy. Grape juice holds a special place in the fridge of many health-conscious families. It's rich in antioxidants like resveratrol, often associated with red wine, and it's commonly believed to support circulation. But if you suffer from arthritis, especially inflammatory types like rheumatoid arthritis or gout, this juice may be doing you more harm than good. The first red flag. Grape juice is one of the most sugar-dense fruit juices available. A standard 8-ounce glass contains 36 grams of sugar, almost 9 teaspoons. That's even higher than orange or apple juice. And again, it's largely fructose, the very sugar linked to joint inflammation and uric acid buildup. What makes grape juice particularly sneaky is how it's marketed. Many brands label it as 100% juice, no sugar added, or supports heart health. But they don't tell you that the natural sugar content is already extremely high, and consuming it regularly can dramatically increase systemic inflammation. In a study analyzing sugar consumption and arthritis symptoms, participants who consumed grape juice more than twice a week were more likely to report morning stiffness, especially in the knees, hands, and feet. That stiffness is more than just discomfort. It's a sign of ongoing inflammation that, if left unchecked, can lead to more severe joint damage over time. And don't be fooled by juice blends either. Many of the colorful fruit medleys you see on store shelves contain grape juice as a base because it's cheap, sweet, and masks other flavors. Even if the label says blueberry pomegranate, chances are the majority of the juice comes from grapes, and so does most of the sugar. There's also the added problem of portion size. Unlike whole grapes, which fill you up quickly and offer fiber, grape juice goes down easy, too easy. 1 glass becomes 2, and with it, the inflammation climbs. And while whole grapes do contain resveratrol and anthocyanins that can help joints, The benefits don't transfer the same way in juice form due to loss of fiber and degradation of nutrients during processing. Bottom line, grape juice may taste luxurious and seem like a healthier choice than soda, but it's one of the most concentrated sources of fructose you can drink, and a serious trigger for arthritis flare-ups. Coming up next, let's shift gears and talk about solutions, the drinks that soothe, not stress, your joints. There are better options, and some may already be in your kitchen. Juices and drinks that support joints. Now that we've explored the juices that can worsen arthritis pain, let's talk about the drinks that do the opposite, ones that can actually help reduce inflammation and support your joints naturally. First on the list, tart cherry juice. Unlike the sugary juices we've discussed, tart cherry juice has been shown in multiple studies to reduce inflammation and ease joint pain, particularly in people with osteoarthritis and gout. It's rich in anthocyanins, the same powerful compounds that give cherries their deep red color. And these have strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. In fact, one study found that drinking tart cherry juice daily lowered C-reactive protein levels significantly over just a few weeks. The key here is moderation. Just a small glass, about 4 ounces, is enough. And look for versions with no added sugar. Next, we have green tea. It's not a juice, but it's a superstar when it comes to fighting inflammation. Green tea contains a compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, which has been shown to suppress the inflammatory response in autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis. Drinking 2 to 3 cups a day can offer a gentle but consistent anti-inflammatory effect. Plus, green tea is hydrating, an important factor in keeping joints lubricated and pain levels down. Lemon water is another simple but powerful drink. While it doesn't contain calories or sugar, the citric acid in lemons may help dissolve small uric acid crystals, making it a great addition for people with gout. It's also a refreshing way to stay hydrated, something your joints absolutely depend on to maintain flexibility and reduce friction. Hydration itself deserves special mention. Water is the single most overlooked arthritis remedy. Many people with joint pain are mildly dehydrated without knowing it. When the body lacks adequate water, joint cartilage can dry out and stiffen, making movement more painful. So, whatever else you drink, make sure water is your baseline. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses per day, more if you're active or in hot weather. Finally, think about whole fruits instead of juices. Berries, oranges, apples, and grapes in their original form provide fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds without the sugar spike. A handful of blueberries or a bowl of cherries does far more for your joints than a bottle of juice ever could. So if you're looking to replace fruit juice without sacrificing flavor or health benefits, try mixing things up. Dilute tart cherry juice with water. Sip herbal teas throughout the day. And enjoy fruits the way nature intended. Whole, colorful, and full of healing compounds. Next, we'll wrap things up with a reflection on what all this means and how one simple habit change can lead to less pain and better movement. Break the juice habit for better joints. By now, it's clear not all fruit juices are created equal. And if you're living with arthritis, the difference between comfort and chronic pain could come down to what's in your glass. We've uncovered the truth about 3 of the most popular juices, orange, apple, and grape, and how they can quietly worsen joint pain. Even though they may look healthy, the high levels of fructose they deliver without any fiber to slow it down can increase uric acid levels, spike inflammation, and trigger the very symptoms you're trying to manage. But the real takeaway here isn't about fear. It's about power. You now know that simple daily choices can make a big difference in how your joints feel. What you drink matters. And the beautiful part, the alternatives aren't difficult or exotic. Tart cherry juice, green tea, lemon water, and whole fruits offer all the flavor and nutrition your body needs without the inflammatory baggage. Here's what we encourage you to do today. Take a look in your fridge. Is there fruit juice you've been drinking out of habit, not health? Try setting it aside for a week. Replace it with water, with lemon, or a small glass of diluted tart cherry juice. See how your body responds. Notice how your joints feel in the morning. How much easier it is to get up and move. Sometimes the most powerful changes are the smallest. And if someone you love is struggling with arthritis pain, especially a parent, grandparent, or spouse, share this video with them. These are the kinds of habits that slip under the radar. But once you know the truth, you can do something about it. Because when it comes to arthritis, every choice counts. And now, you have one more way to fight back with knowledge, not medication. With awareness, not just acceptance. With smart hydration that supports your joints for the long run. You don't need to give up fruit. You just need to give up the sugar trap that comes in a bottle labeled healthy. Your joints deserve better. And now, so do you.